There now. And stay with us now. And we need to mute the microphone. We're keeping the microphones muted because otherwise we get a lot of echoes and so forth. Thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health. And we're here every Thursday. And we've got an open mic, and I keep trying to change it and go to the organizer controls. We'll start the recording here. And we're going to... Okay, I think we have all the microphones muted. And welcome to Discoveries in Health. This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst from Good Shepherd Ministries. And I've been doing this for 60 years. That is helping people understand how to use natural remedies. I don't prescribe, I don't diagnose, I don't sell products. I don't get anything from the sale of any products. I'm here teaching about natural remedies. I have 2 PhDs. I'm a graduate ethnobotanist and phytotherapist. I'm a graduate master herbalist, chartered herbalist, master of herbology. I'm an ordained minister and a certified bishop, and I'm the founder of Good Shepherd Ministries, now in its 22nd year. Thank you for joining us. We're here to answer your questions about natural remedies. We're not here to prescribe or diagnose for you or for anyone else. That's against the law in America, and we obey the law. So if you have a question, please don't ask about my problem or my this. It doesn't belong to you anyway. It belongs to the devil. If it's a disease, it belongs to the devil. We return to sender. So what we do, how we do this, so we are discussing natural remedies. We are not prescribing or diagnosing. So if we're discussing cancer and natural remedies, then we're looking at what the scientific community understands about which remedies are working and what kinds of remedies may be helpful to that person. That's what we're doing here. So we may describe all of the natural remedies for diabetes, or for parasites, or for heart disease. We will describe those remedies that may be helpful, but they certainly aren't and never will be recognized by the pharmaceutical community, the medical doctors, or the FDA, because they're all in cahoots with each other. It's competition, and natural remedies is competition to the drug industry, the FDA, and so that's why the government has made a mistake. They made a mistake, and they allowed the pharmaceutical industry to get entrenched within the government. It's a business that puts the government in the business of selling pharmaceuticals, which is why we find ourselves in a particular circumstance we shouldn't be. And that is all of these vaccinations from Pfizer. You want to look at who are the beneficiaries, who has stock in Pfizer. When you look at that, then you'll understand that the government is in the vaccination business. Disney is in the vaccination business. And all of these employers and all these huge corporations, including the US Navy and a lot of governmental agencies, are all stockholders in Pfizer. So you must take that vaccine to make the pharmaceutical companies rich, and the government be able to make a great deal of money every time they force someone to take a vaccination. Now, what's wrong with that picture? You know, we have been led down a path so many times, and there needs to be changes. We need to protect ourselves from what's being done to us. We do not have to be quietly told or even noisily told what to do by the government. We are in the business of telling the government what to do, not the other way around. They're not our masters. They're not our bosses. We, the people, are the masters and the bosses. They've got the world turned upside down, and they need to listen to the people. Now, this broadcast may be banned for my bringing out this truth, but I have to risk that, because I cannot tell you the truth. And this isn't a new truth for me. I've been telling everyone this, what is happening right now. I told everybody all about it 60 years ago. If you ever listen to any of my broadcasts over the radio, over television, over the last 60 years, you'll hear me warning you of this, and complaining against it. Well, now you don't even have the right to complain. No one, so this is not good, folks. That's why, you know, the educational system, from top to bottom and in the middle and on both sides, it is infiltrated The educational system. That's why the educational system is so messed up right now, and it's teaching children the wrong things. And we know it. We got a lot of things to work on here. They're taking the FDA is busy banning certain nutrients, making a list, and anybody on that list, and any vitamin, any mineral, anything on that list, then you can't buy it anymore because it competes with the pharmaceutical industry, and they're going to protect you from those vitamins. What's wrong with that picture? We got a lot of things that are going on right now that shouldn't be going on. Too many. And it's because we've been so infiltrated. We have evil in high places. I mean, very high places and all over the place. It's awesome. So these are the kind of things that affect your health. And if I didn't mention these kinds of things, then I would be remiss as a teacher about talking about and teaching natural remedies and natural health when this stress of wrongdoing is heaped upon us. Oh man, I'm speechless. I'm speechless with the atrocity of the entire matter when you compound it in so many directions. We've been so infiltrated with so many spies in high places. It's absolutely terrible, and terrible things are happening. And we need to make certain that we vote, that yes, even if your vote is stolen and misused and so forth, we have to continue to do as much right as we possibly can because there's so much wrong. Now, we need to get over, first of all, my name is, again, for those who just came into the room, my name is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. I'm a graduate ethnobotanist and phytotherapist with 2 PhDs. I'm a graduate master herbalist, chartered herbalist, master of herbology, and I'm an ordained minister and a certified bishop. And this is a ministry, and we're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing, we're not selling anything except Jesus Christ. I want to sell you today on having a relationship in the Most High God in the name of Jesus Christ. I want to sell you on that. That's it. And that's all we're selling here today, and yesterday, tomorrow, and yesterday. So let's give you my telephone number for those who would like, maybe you'd like a consultation, or maybe you know somebody who could use a consultation about natural remedies. That's what I do. And our ministry takes donations, and I live on my Social Security and those donations. That's it. I get nothing from the sale of any product. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I've been doing it for 60 years. And my telephone number is 503-362-5899. My email address is much similar to the website where all my work, hundreds of videos, hundreds of reports with links to products that I get nothing from. And I invented the entire system. So why is it still there when the government hates me so much? Well, they lost in court, that's why. And now they really hate me because that website, they didn't want that website to be up there. But I don't own it. I don't own anything. Because if I did, they'd figure out some way to steal it, because that's who they are and what they do. But anyway, my email address is Truman, TRUMAN, at herbalhealthreview.com. Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. That's my email. I answer my emails generally every day. So I'm quick on the emails. I'm a little slow on some of the calls, because I get a lot of calls, but I still return my calls. And I'm a little behind at the moment, like a few days, but I'll get caught up this weekend because I work 7 days a week. And I work at least 6 to 8. I used to work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, but I stopped doing that. That was just too harsh. So I only work about 6 to 8 hours per day now, 7 days a week. And that's easy for me. Now, the way we like to start this broadcast is to visit with our dear friend over there in Pike Road, Alabama. His name is Prophet Elijah. And Prophet Elijah comes here. And no one's paid. I'm not paid anything. He's not paid anything. We do this as a labor of love for Jesus Christ. And that's the foundation that both Prophet Elijah and I stand on. And Prophet Elijah over there in Pike Road, Alabama at the Word of Life Ministry, his telephone number is 334-868-3881. 334-868-3881. Let's go over and visit with Prophet Elijah, because he will give us an opening prayer. And at the end of the broadcast, he will give us a closing prayer. And I love that part of this. I love all this whole broadcast, but that's kind of like, a favorite spot when we get to pray, because whenever I'm praying, I'm happy. Whenever I quit praying, and I don't quit praying, because if I quit praying, I'm not in touch, and I'm not in my groove, and I'm not happy. So I'm always praying. I'm praying right now, and I'm praying that we get over here and click on that button over there. Prophet Elijah, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How are you today?
I am blessed, and I know that you are contagiously blessed, and everyone that talks with you becomes blessed just like you and I.
That's the way it should be.
That's exactly the way it should be. The way it should be, brothers and sisters, everyone realizing we are all brothers and sisters. We're all in this life together. And whenever we can help one another, oh, that's a blessing, a sweet blessing. And that's what this is all about. You're coming here and sharing a prayer with us, and then all the folks being able to share prayers as well. At the end of the broadcast, when we all open up all the microphones, we all praise the Most High together. That's a beautiful thing. Are you there, Prophet Elijah?
Yes.
So where's that opening prayer?
All right, let's go.
Okay.
And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, you shall be trodden down by it. Isaiah 28:18. Often the Holy Spirit will reveal to us agreements we have made with the enemy without realizing it. Demons draw strength from these covenants, but the Most High God will bring us to the point of breaking them through his scourge. To scourge means to chasten or correct. The Most High dealing of conviction in our lives are to cause us to fall out of agreement with the devil's operation in our lives. However, he does not deliver us against our will. We make the choice, right or wrong. Father, Dr. Berst and I, Prophet Elijah, ask that you deal patiently with us through your chastening in order to set us free from all of the chaos around us. We will not allow the enemy to put a stronghold in our mind or this program today. All interference is bound and peace is released in its entirety. The word tells us that though through knowledge the just shall be delivered. Knowledge is a key to our deliverance. Satan has already been defeated long ago. Remember, the Most High God's people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. In the name of Jesus, Dr. Berst and I, Prophet Elijah, rebuke and command every spirit that fights and opposes the ministry of Discoveries in Health, this Shepherd Ministries, Better Health Earth, and Word of Life Ministries to be bound and cast out, never to return. We cover us today with the blood of Jesus, so be it.
So be it. Thank you for that wonderful prayer, Prophet Elijah. What is on your mind today, sir?
Well, what's on my mind today is we talked about arthritis some time back.
Yes.
So today I want to talk about the spiritual causes of arthritis. And I'll start off with Hebrews chapter 12, verse 12 and 13. Wherefore lift up your hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet. That's that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Your body is like your automobile, as it seeks to tell you it needs order, fuel, a tune-up, etc. Not only can I go much deeper with your condition, but also show you how to address them. Arthritis is a disease that comes from a constant pattern of criticism. First of all, criticism of the self, and then criticism of other people. Arthritic people often attract a lot of criticism because it is their pattern to criticize. They are cursed with perfectionism and need to be perfect at all times in every situation. Arthritis is a chronic degenerative disease that is sweeping across North America at an alarming rate. Well, over 3 million people suffer from the disease, and a large percentage of them are women and children. Yes, even babies can have arthritis. Arthritis is characterized by inflammation of the joint accompanied with stiffness and pain. Primary cause of inflammation is from a buildup of toxins within the body fluids and tissue. Arthritis can escalate to severe degeneration of the joints, crippling and immobilizing movement, especially when you are not well hydrated with water. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Proverbs 1:5. There are many different kinds of arthritis based on the various symptoms and causes. The 4 common causes of arthritis is osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, gout, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Osteoarthritis is one of the most common forms where the cartilage and the tissue deteriorate and harden, sometimes creating painful joint spurs. It affects the weight-bearing joints, including hips, knees, feet, fingers, and spine. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease where the body's immune system attacks the joints. The first area usually affected are the feet and hands. It can affect the wrist, the fingers, joint close to the palm, as well as joints in the jaw, neck, shoulders, elbows, hip, knees, and ankles and toes. Fatigue may also be a symptom of anemia, which often accompanies rheumatoid arthritis. The joint pain and stiffness may also cause fever, loss of appetite, and weight. Gout can be caused by severe acute pain of tenderness in the joint and often afflicts the big toe. Often areas affected can be the knees, the ankles, the feet, the hands, the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers. As it progresses, the affected joints become inflamed, red, swollen, hot, and extremely sensitive to touch. Gout was once known as the rich man's disease, as it's been associated with rich food and alcohol. But in truth, it affects the rich as well as the poor. Other disorders of the joints and connective tissue include lupus, Sjogren's syndrome, Retier syndrome. For the word of the Most High God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing and under of soul and spirit, and of the joints and the marrow, and is a discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart. Hebrews 4:12. Arthritis, following anger and resentment from the past, bitter root judgment, carrying guilt, remorse, and shame, difficulty in forgiving self and others, complaining about life, worrying but not wanting to make changes, feeling stuck and limited. What causes arthritis? If you ask this question to a medical doctor, he would probably say it's hereditary combined with an unhealthy lifestyle. Many doctors are aware arthritis can cause by an allergic reaction to food. Problem is they don't always tell you. Some of the food we eat all the time, white sugar, caffeine, processed food, alcohol, white potatoes, tomatoes, animal fat are the ones to which we could be allergic to. Fats and carbohydrates known as ferment in the body create an environment that invites unhealthy bacterial, fungal, and parasite growth. Even toxic substances in the environment such as pesticides, artificial colorants, and preservatives in foods, and chlorine and fluoride in the water can affect the joint entering by way of the bloodstream, triggering an arthritic reaction. Why do allergies affect the joints in some people and not others? Because different people have different areas of weaknesses. The joint, muscles, and the ligaments in the body share nerve centers with different organs in the body. So the irritation is a certain organ can cause problems in certain joints. Even emotional shock and trauma such as fear, tension, stress, frustration, anger, guilt, all transit through the brain. The brain incapable of holding all this information, transfer it on to certain organs. When the organs become chronically congested or weakened, it sends warning signals through the body via the nervous system. The problem is we were either too busy or worried, upset to pay attention to the warning signs. When an illness or disease strikes, sometimes has caused a tremendous drain in the body energy reserve and the immune system. The body owns natural defenses have broken down, open itself to an invasion of toxic viruses and bacteria assaulting your system. Why? Many of us don't realize that every thought, word, and action we say and do in life is transmitted via to the air and nervous system and every organ, cell, and molecule in the body in less than a second. Your energy system starts working toward your choices and action. Arthritis and intestinal tract. A majority of arthritis patients have some degree of abnormal degenerative dysfunction such as indigestion, constipation, leaky gut syndrome. They're also common. Common causes of leaky gut syndrome include a diet high in fried food, processed foods, inorganic meats, products, and simple carbohydrates, as well as excessive alcohol intake. Ironically, medications such as NSAID, often used to relieve symptoms of discomfort associated with arthritis, also cause severe leaky gut. Toxins, viruses, candida, and parasite infestations are sometimes implemented as well. It is quite possible that the compromised intestinal tract is where arthritis begins. If the filtration of the bowel wall is damaged, then improper proteins, fats, and sugars can begin to enter the circulatory system and causes toxation, and it causes toxins that would normally pass through the intestines to seep through the intestinal wall, enter into the lymphatic system, invading the bloodstream. Immune system initially dispatch and get rid of the invaders, somehow instead start destroying healthy tissue of the body. The attack can target any area, including the joint, rheumatoid arthritis, the thyroid gland, nervous system, the nerve cell, multiple sclerosis, and other organs in the body. These toxins can also increase the cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood, evaluating and elevating the platelet count and making it blood looks more like tar instead of liquid. Body fluids can only handle so much toxin before the lymphatic system and the arteries become clogged. When this happens, the body is at risk, gaining excess weight, developing heart disease or a stroke, and even quite possible cancer. In my work as a prophet, minister, teacher, and naturopath, I look to the root cause of illness or emotional challenges and use the unique methods that were gifted to me from the Most High God. I teach health and well-being and preventive maintenance, pay up front, pay in the end. Either way, you have to pay. Together, we, Dr. Berst and I, Prophet Elijah, can work on clearing the blockages within your system and bring harmony back to your system original way it was created to be by the Most High God. So be it.
All praises to the Most High God. So be it. Wow. That's some really great information regarding arthritis, allergies. We're rightly so allergic to bad things. I mean, if you walk into a room that's filled with smoke, you're going to start choking up, and that's an allergic reaction. So, and what people don't understand is a wrong diet is going to cause an allergic reaction. And some people don't understand what is really wrong for them and what is really right for them, which is why diet is so important, which is, again, the reason why that I created the Make Lifestyle Changes report. And that Make Lifestyle Changes report, it increases your nutrient density so that you become nutrient dense. And when you become nutrient dense and you're getting all of these all this nutrition, sure, some of it's going to, you're going to maybe too much of this or too much, but I haven't found that really to be a too much is a bad thing, as long as you're not overdosing on any vitamin, as long as you're staying within certain perimeters. Then if you're getting a lot of different nutrients, this is feeding everything. Then especially if you're not toxic, so cleaning house is where you need to start. Cleanse, detoxify, but you don't start the new diet after you detoxify. You don't see a lot of people, they want to take this one step at a time. First, they're going to detoxify, then they're going to change their diet. They need to change their diet and detoxify all at the same time. And then make your diet a detoxifying diet, a nourishing diet. And look at that Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, because that's exactly what it is, including meal plans, recipes, acid alkaline food chart, all of the nutrients in there that are so important that you have, and they're all listed right in the beginning. So you're getting all these super nutrients to build you up, and then if you're cleansing and detoxifying with a good fiber product, which gets rid of the cholesterol anyway, and lowers high blood pressure, and then you're using that number 10, and that's number 4837 fiber. That's the one that I use. And again, I get nothing from the sale of any product. I just invented it, and then I get nothing from it. I'm still working on that because it still ain't right. But that's the way it had to go. But anyway, so the thing about this thing, the diet, see, people are allergic because they don't have the right diet. But now if you found a super diet, like the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, that I'm going to bring up on the screen, because if I'm talking about it, I should bring it up so that you can see what I'm talking about. That's where it starts. Because if you don't have a diet system similar to the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, then you're getting an allergic reaction probably from the food you eat.
Greetings, Dr. Truman.
Yes, greetings.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
I need to share testimony to you and to Prophet Elijah. We, all humanity, are born in sin. And the blessing of it is that if we don't know what we don't know what to do. What I need to say is that I am so grateful to come into conference to learn because I know knowledge is power. Wisdom is strength. But the understanding of the essence of life is a process. I know that your conference is not a cure, but you and Prophet Elijah has been a blessing to all of us. So when we come into a conference, we have issues that we need to talk about. And you have been so grateful and so gracious for many years because you have helped me. And it's very important that we, humanity, open our mouth and ask for help. It's not a cure, but it's a help for us. And we need to do that to get help. We need to say the topic and get the help to help us in our life today. You and Prophet Elijah have helped me when I did not know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you're not going to do it. And God is the only one that does the heart surgery. And he does heart surgery. And I'm feeling better and I'm getting help. It's not a cure. So I suggest all humanity that is in this conference, we need to talk about what's going on with us so we can get help from you all. Get the help, not a cure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My life, I want to say thank you that my life has changed and many more needs to change. Thank you. Peace.
And thank you, Barbara. Barbara out there in Pennsylvania. She is what I call an earth angel. She's an angel on this earth, and she goes around helping people and doing good things and looking for opportunities to help people and encourage people. That's an earth angel. And that's what Barbara is. And she's a dear friend, and I just love her very much. Thank you so much, Barbara.
The most important, all humanity has greatness inside. And we don't want our greatness to go into the dirt. This is the reason why we on this conference, because I could have died. So we all have greatness, and we need to bring our greatness out because we need some help. And that's why we're in this conference. We all have greatness, every last one of them, by our Heavenly Father, God.
All praises to the Most High. Okay, thank you, Barbara. And so with Prophet Elijah and what he has said, and with what Barbara has said, you know, that gives us a strong direction here today. That gives us a very strong direction. And I think it's directing us to also ask people to open up their microphones if you have a question, or if you have a suggestion or something you want to say. I think we want to hear from people, and I see that over there in Kent, Washington, and the microphone is open. And if you would like to open your microphone, all you have to do is press the star key 2 times on your telephone. If you are in the dial pad conference room, and if you are not, if you happen to be on YouTube or Zoom, you can also call in on 503-606-6064. That's the telephone number to go into dial pad, so that you are talking to us as well as viewing us and listening to us over YouTube and over Zoom. 503-606-6064. In Washington, your microphone is open. What's going on?
Hi, Dr. Truman. Yes, I had called a couple of friends to listen today because I know you had mentioned last week that you're going to be speaking about parasites.
Okay, and you know, I think that we need to do that. We've got a couple of other topics, but you've been waiting for a couple of weeks let's get right to it.
Yes.
And if anybody else has got any topics, we'll get to those next. But we are right now going to talk about parasites. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's how this goes, folks. We're here to make sure that people that come into this conference room and they ask us to talk about certain things, then we're doing that. We're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing. This is a discussion, and thank you for bringing up the topic about parasites. Let's take a look at parasites, and let's take a look at parasites. I'm going over to the website, herbalhealthreview.com. And when we're on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, we're clicking on common conditions. And once we've clicked on common conditions, then we're going down to P and for parasites and common conditions. We're on the website, herbalhealthreview.com. We've clicked on common conditions. We're on our way down to parasites. P, oh, there it is, parasites and scabies, and a parasite cleanse. Let's talk about the parasite cleanse. I'm going over here now on Zoom and on YouTube, and I'm going down the same thing. We're looking at the herbalhealthreview.com website. Common conditions is the report tab for all those reports. We're going down alphabetically to P, and when we get to P, we're clicking on parasite cleanse, and then we're looking at parasites. So parasites, whoop, there it is. Let's get that parasite cleanse over here. It's coming up. Parasites. Do you know about 90% of everybody has parasites, and a lot of people just don't know it. They're just living with these parasites, but that's a fact. More than 90% of Americans have some kind of parasites. That's 90%. That's one in every 9 people you meet. I mean, or not, excuse me, that's 9 in every 10 people you meet. That's what it is. 9 in every 10 people you meet have parasites. And we pick up parasites and worms in the foods that we eat, the animals that we touch, the water that we drink, the lakes, the beaches that we visit. We're picking up parasites from beaches and lakes, and from drinking water. And the parks from day to day, and you know, we visit these parks from day to day, contact with people, and etc. And you may not be showing, you may be showing some kind of a symptoms associated with a parasitic infection without really knowing it, because parasitic symptoms are often contributed to more well-known causes. You know, we might think that, oh, it's just a stomach ache, or it's just some kind of abdominal pain. Oh, then it goes away, you know, and it comes back. Maybe constipation, anemia, a B12 deficiency, blindness, worsening vision, can all be parasitic. Central nervous system impairment, chest pain, chills, chronic fatigue, colitis, cognitive impairment, coughing, diarrhea, digestive disturbance. The list is long. It could be dizziness, fever, enlargement of various organs, headaches, immunodeficiency. You get sick easily, you come down with everything, and you're always feeling horrible, or you're getting sick easily. That could be parasites. So many things. it could be, it could be, again, coughing, diarrhea, digestive disturbance, dizziness, fever, enlargement of various organs, headaches, immunodeficiency, get sick easily, insomnia, iron deficiency, itchy anus, jaundice, joint pain. Oh my goodness, the list is pretty much endless. Lung congestion, memory loss, muscle spasms, but I'm going to come to the end of this real soon. Muscle spasms, nausea, vomiting, night sweats, swelling of facial features, skin ulcers, unusual sweating, unusual weight loss or weight gain, weakness or fatigue, vaginitis, all of these things could be parasites. So let's talk about common parasites that infect humans. Let's talk about those parasites. There are roundworms. Roundworms, well, the World Health Organization reports that over 1 billion people are currently infected by roundworms. 1 billion people are currently, and probably more than 1 billion. Now, they can grow, these parasites, they can grow to 15 inches long, and they are incredible breeders, producing over 200,000 eggs each day. We're talking about roundworms. Roundworms can get 15 inches long, and they're incredible breeders. 200,000 eggs each day for roundworms. They grow in such large quantities so quickly that it is not uncommon for infected people to experience intestinal blockage. In advanced cases, may affect the liver and the pancreas. Roundworms. Roundworms, wow. The symptoms, roundworm symptoms may include rashes from the worm secretions of their waste. You get a rash. There could be stomach pain. There could be asthma, insomnia, eye pain, and all kinds of other things going on with these roundworms. They're all over the place. They're in the stomach, they're in the lungs, they're up in the head. Yes, roundworms. Over 1 billion cases, active cases in the world today. Tapeworms. Oh boy, tapeworms. Now tapeworms, they get their name from being long and flat, like a piece of tape. Tapeworms in humans are the longest of the parasitic worms, normally growing to about 9 to 15 feet, from 9 feet to 15 feet in length. Tapeworms. They can sometimes grow out of control to more than 50 feet in length. Can you imagine someone having a 50 feet of tapeworm in their body? Whew. Tapeworm infections are typically these tapeworm infections are when a person eats undercooked meat. If they like their meat raw, real easy to get tapeworm infections from undercooked meat or some kind of contaminated food. You can get tapeworms. The human tapeworm absorbs its nutrients right through its skin. The tapeworm will attach themselves to a person's intestines and let their body hang out and become absorbing nutrients from the digestive food as it flows past and over the tapeworm body. It's just sucking up all the nutrients. As time goes on, as time goes on with these tapeworms, the tapeworm typically, these worms will, as time goes on, the tapeworm grows a tail. And it's made of segments. This tail is made of segments. With each segment of the tapeworm's tail of its body containing a complete and independent digestive system. Each segment has its own independent digestive system in the tapeworm and reproduction system as well. This body of tapeworm grows in length and eventually can break off, carrying with it eggs that will spawn new tapeworms. The tapeworm symptoms. Tapeworm symptoms, they're typically, worms are asymptomatic, meaning a person will not even know that they have a tapeworm infection until the tapeworms become quite large. But in some people, tapeworm symptoms, may include dizziness, diarrhea, stomach pain, headaches, nausea. In the worst cases, and if left untreated, a person with tapeworm infection may have intestinal obstruction that requires surgery to remove it. Tapeworm treatment should be sought after with a good parasite detox product, that will wipe out the infection. So we will talk about parasitic detoxification products. Now let's talk about pinworms. What about pinworms? Oh yeah, pinworms. It's quite, the pinworm is really quite common in humans. Pinworms, especially in children, where some countries show an infection rate as high as 61% of the children in certain countries have these pinworms, according to the Center of Disease Control, but you can't trust them because they lie a lot. Human pinworms are one of the most prevalent parasitic infections in modern countries. The pinworm infections are passed on through touching things that have previously been touched by an infected individual who's infected with pinworms, or people who have previously touched a pinworm infected area and picked up the pinworm eggs on their fingers. Pinworm symptoms. Pinworm symptoms. 1/3 of people infected with pinworms show no symptoms at all. The other 2/3 have symptoms such as itching, and itching in and around the anus. This in turn may cause insomnia and general restlessness in those infected. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be moving around and they won't be able to sleep very well. Pinworms are easily passed from one family member to another. And so pinworms, since they're pinworm treatment is advised. When you have pinworms, you're gonna need a pinworm treatment. And then before we finish here, we're gonna give you what may be the all the different detox methods that are necessary to rid your body of worms. Hookworms. The microscopic hookworm larvae penetrate the skin and burrow into the body and begin their trek down into your small intestine. Once there, they attach to your intestinal wall and begin feeding on your blood voraciously, damaging the mucosa lining of the small intestine. Hookworms can grow to about 1/2 inch in length, 1/2 inch in length. Hookworms, it is estimated that over 1 billion individuals worldwide are infected with hookworm. That's when you got 1 billion that are over 1 billion with one worm and another billion with another worm, you're starting to see how this is adding up quickly to over 90% of the world population having worms. Egypt had a horrible problem with all kinds of parasites. That was one of the big problems in Egypt back in the day. Now, so we now know that hookworms also, they're 1/2 inch in long, and over 1 billion individuals worldwide are infected with hookworm. And there are no typical symptoms with hookworm infections. However, due to the loss of iron from all of the blood loss, anemia is likely. And that's where then you need to look at the anemia report. And because you got, anytime you're losing any blood, fibroid tumors, whatever it is going to make you anemic if you're losing blood. So then you need B12 and folic acid. Those nutrients help to defeat anemia. And then there's all kind of iron-rich formulations that we can look at that is going to replace the iron and get it back in to people, because with these hookworms, you become iron deficient because of the blood loss, and anemia is likely, and that can cause mental dullness, loss of appetite, and if left untreated, heart failure, cardiac failure, or even death are the possibility with hookworms. Now, ever wonder why dogs are typically not allowed on beaches? Dogs are kept off beaches because if a hookworm infested a canine feast, the canine defecates on the beach, and then infested canine defecation in the sand, and later a human steps or lies on the spot, they will become or could become affected with hookworms. In children, hookworms cause growth and intellectual retardation. Hookworms are causing children to be intellectually retarded, or they don't grow very well. They have a growth problem. Let's talk about a Giardia parasite. Giardia parasite. The health organizations believe Giardia, Giardia, Giardia is the most common intestinal parasite in humans. One becomes infected by Giardia by coming in contact with contaminated food, water, or soil. There is power in numbers, and the Giardia parasite coats your lower intestine with millions of more Giardia parasites, with millions of its kind. And it's affecting your body's ability to absorb nutrients. So you may be eating good, taking vitamins, but you're not getting it. The Giardia parasite's getting your nutrition. And you wonder why you're not feeling better. And you've been taking all these vitamins, all these nutrients, and are not helping you. And somebody else you know is taking lots of vitamins, and it's helping them, and they're wonderful and great, and they're happy. And you're still wondering what's going on because you got symptoms which include stomach or abdominal cramping and gas, and diarrhea, and fatigue, and chills, and nausea. So that's Giardia, okay? That's Giardia. Now, okay. Whoa, stop right there. Whipworms. We got to talk about whipworms. Whipworms, the human whipworm, gets its name due to the fact that it looks like a whip. It is estimated that over 500 million people are infected with whipworm. The infection occurs through the ingestion of eggs that are usually found in dry goods, such as the eggs that are found in dry goods such as rice, beans, and other grains can have whipworms mixed with them. The adult whipworm burrows its thinner end, it's got one end that's really thin, into the large intestine, where it will grow up to 2 inches in length. Okay, the whipworm produces up to 10,000 eggs per day. So you get 10,000 more every day. And the symptoms include long-standing blood loss, which may lead to anemia due to iron deficiency. There's iron deficiency again. And so then you need to look at the anemia report, and we'll be talking about things like sarsaparilla and yellow dock. Those kinds of herbs are high in iron. Now, but again, symptoms may include standing blood loss, which then leads to an anemia due to iron deficiency, and vitamin A deficiency is also a possibility. So you want to make sure and increase your vitamin A within these anytime you're having blood loss. There is a parasite video available in this report, but let's now talk about what the scientific community, naturopathic community, naturopathic doctors, holistic practitioners, what are they using, and what looks like one of the best systems? Well, what we do, here's what we do to get rid of parasites. All kinds of parasites, any kind of parasite. If we suspect that we have parasites, this is the kind of a protocol that is you need to follow, and you need to do it for 90 days, because these little guys will hide, and it'll have larvae, and then it will hide the larvae, and they're making 10,000 or 500,000 eggs, or whatever it is a day for whatever type it is, and it's making all these so quickly that we need to flush them out of the system, and we need to keep flushing, and we have to keep flushing them out of the system for 90 days. So, and what really makes them mad is when you stop eating red meat. No red meat, no refined sugar, no processed foods. You eat organic, raw vegetables and fruits, nuts, seeds, wild caught fish, organic grains, and even the organic grains now in the USA are suspect for not being quality, not being something you want to really eat. The two grains that are left standing and still haven't, nobody's messed them up. It's amaranth and quinoa, which looks like it's spelled quinoa, but it's not quinoa. It's actually pronounced quinoa. And those two grains, ancient grains from the Aztecs and the Incas, those are the grains are still a powerhouse of energy. And those are the grains I eat. And pretty much no other grains, maybe rice. So, but it's got to be organic. I like organic, short grain brown rice. Go ahead.
I have a question. You said something, don't eat red meat.
Yes.
I'm working with a senior, and she eats a lot of red meat, and she said that her bowels are black. What's that?
Liver. That if her bowel movements are black, she really needs to flush that out. She's toxic. Really black. Yeah, very. Well, she needs to do that cleanse with that kit number 4486, which is a.
You said 46. What is it? 4486.
Yes, 4486. It's a colon and liver cleanse with bentonite clay. The bentonite clay is so powerful that if people have that flesh-eating disease called MRSA, the bentonite clay will get rid of MRSA. And then it's loaded with nutrients. It's got all the super green foods in this. Number 4837. So you get a kit. The kit number 4486 has a 1078 liquid which flushes out, which cleans the blood. It cleans up the liver. It cleans up the digestive. That's what you need, is a liver cleanse. And it's cleaning up all the digestive tract, and that's flushing it out of the colon. So you're going to take enough of that number 1078 liquid to make every bowel movement soft. It might be a teaspoon.
1070, you said 1078?
Yes, 1078 liquid is the colon, and it's the CAC formula number 1078. And it has all the herbs in it to clean up the bloodstream, clean up the digestive tract, clean up the liver, clean up the colon, and flush it out. So you take enough of it. Everybody's different. Start with a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon, stir it up in your favorite cup of tea, or take it right off the spoon, or hold it in your mouth, rinse it around a little bit, let it work with those enzymes in your mouth, then swallow it, that liquid, and you're going to take either a teaspoon, a tablespoon, not more than 2 tablespoons. And that should make the bowel movements plenty soft. If it doesn't, then that means you've got diarrhea. That means you have, that means that you are constipated. And if you're,
Well, I know a lot that it was on the news that red meat is bad.
oh yeah, it is, and especially if, if it's not from grass-fed cows, because then it's going to
talk about red meat.
Yeah, red meat. If it isn't from grass-fed, and if it isn't organic, then you don't want it, because they pump that poor cow full of cattle full of hormones and fed it all kinds of garbage things just to fatten it up.
About that.
Yeah, so
On the news.
exactly. So
Oh my goodness.
so no red meat. No red meat, no refined sugar, no processed foods. You want to eat organic, raw vegetables, fruits, nuts, fish, wild caught fish, Not all, be careful of all the grains these days. Two safest grains: amaranth, quinoa. You want lots of water when you have any kind of parasites. And then let's get into the number one parasite killer. It's called, well, let's finish that number 4486. Then let's talk about the number one parasite killer. Because we talked about the 1078 liquid, taking 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon once a day in the morning. Then there's that fiber product that's in that kit. See, there's 2 things in the kit, and you save money when you get the kit. Instead of if you buy them individually, you pay more. So you get the kit, number 4486. It has the 1078 liquid, and it has the number 4837 special fiber with psyllium seed husks, bentonite clay, and super green foods. And you do that, and you could take it during the day, but the best way to take it is to take it 2 hours before dinner. And you're going to take enough of this powder, and you're going to put it in some juice, water, or tea, stir it up, and you're going to drink it down before it turns into a gel. Because once it turns into a gel, it's traveling through the body, and it's a gel, becomes a gel, and it just absorbing everything, all the liquid, all the moisture. It's pulling it right into it, and that's into the psyllium seed husk powder. And then the bentonite clay is destroying any kind of infection and is acting as a magnet to pull toxins and heavy metals into it. So this is a complete detox scenario. So now you're just doing that 2 hours before dinner, and you got a glass of water, juice, or tea, and you got this 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon, whatever it takes to thicken up the bowel movements, because you're creating a balance. The 1078 is cleaning you out. The 4837 powder is giving you bulk, so you're not going to have a sore bum. And so now you got a complete system, and it's a 2-week cleanse. And you do that for 2 weeks. You're doing the 1078 liquid in the morning and the 4837 powder at night. And when you drink that first glass of water, and it's got the fiber in it, and you drink it down, within 20 minutes, within 10, 15, 20 minutes, you've got to have another glass of water, because that first one that became a gel is pulling all the moisture from your intestinal tract, the liver, the bowel. It's cleaning house and going out, and then you need to have another glass of water within 10 to 20 minutes. So that's how to use that 4486 cleansing kit, and that's where we start with that. Then you get some diatomaceous earth, and all these things are listed in the report. I got to get over to the report here. I'm missing get over to the report. So now you've got the now we're talking about the diatomaceous earth, and the diatomaceous earth is a powder, and it's these little plant things called diatoms, and these diatoms are very sharp and will cut a parasite to pieces, will shred it. But miraculously, it does absolutely nothing to human tissue. It's cutting up it's chopping up the parasite, but it is not harming human tissue. And you're taking 1 to 2 teaspoons in juice, water, or a smoothie. Juice is best, because then all the parasites go for the juice, and they get the diatomaceous earth. But don't make a concentrated juice. Drink real juice, okay? And you want to do that 2 times per day before meals on an empty stomach. You're going to take that diatomaceous earth, And I think when someone has a mic open over here, I'm going to go and check in the meeting room. And yes, over there in Maryland, do you have a question, topic, or a suggestion?
Hello, Dr. Truman. It's Mike from Maryland.
Yes, hi, Mike.
Hi, sir. I'm looking at the 1078 liquid, and there's quite a few warnings that go along with that. I remember I was going to get that from Brittany before, but there's some warnings there. I got a bad liver. So do you think that's recommended to still take for the benefits of the liquid? What do you think about that?
Let's go take a look at what you're looking at. Okay, so we're going to go over and look at the 1078. And I'm going to go do this times 2. Okay, now I'm going to go over here, 1078. Let's bring this up on 2 different screens so that we can share this with everybody. Now we're looking at the 1078 and we're going to click on the 1078 so we can look at just exactly what everybody would be looking at. Okay, so now we're bringing up,
Pretty powerful stuff.
here it is, 1078. I'm looking at it on the screen and it's giving me all the ingredients in there. Then it's going down to special precautions. Let's go down here to the special precautions on both screens. And there we are. The special precautions and warnings, if it's used in excess, it can cause vomiting and diarrhea, but we're not using it in excess. So, and that's warning people not to use it in excess. You know, some people, they think, you know, a teaspoon is good, a cup full is better. And you just don't do that with an herbal remedy. So we're warning people who might not have ever used an herbal product before in their life that used in excess causes vomiting and diarrhea. And you don't use while you're pregnant or lactating. Of course you would not. And most ladies know that instinctively, that they wouldn't use something to purge the bowel and clean things out. You've got a baby in there and you don't do that. So yeah, you don't do that then. Then it also says, do not use if you have intestinal obstruction. And now if you've got parasites and they are blocking up everything, you don't want to be pushing anything at them because it ain't going anywhere. And then it'll probably give you a stomach ache because you've got a parasitic or a fecal obstruction, and you don't want to push. You want to deal with that obstruction and have it removed to where you know. And if it's something that a good bowel movement will remove, that's fine. But if it's an obstruction that needs an MD, well, then we need to do that and we need to have it removed, and that's the way it goes. And some may have to cut it out. So now it's also saying, you want to be careful if you have Crohn's disease, or if you already have diarrhea, because that's going to make it looser. So you want to be careful. If you have appendicitis, or if you have cirrhosis of the liver, because all that means the liver is real sensitive. If there are gallstones or any kind of obstruction, like an obstruction of bile ducts or an abdominal pain, or if there are large and frequent doses of the number 1078, it could worsen high blood pressure. So you don't want to take high doses of it in the first place, and you certainly don't want to take high doses of it if you have vomiting, diarrhea, or if you're pregnant, you don't want to take any at all. And otherwise, if you've got high blood pressure, you want to be real careful of it so that it doesn't worsen. And if you get a spike in that high blood pressure, you're taking too much. And you do not use if you're on blood thinning agents, because it may thin the blood out too much. So if you want to be careful of that. But so if you are on blood thinning agents, you want to be cautious with the use of the 1078, and it has berberine in it, and so berberine stimulates the uterus, And that's another reason why you simply don't want to take it while you're pregnant or lactating. You don't want to be stimulating the uterus, or if you have any reason not to stimulate the uterus, you do not want to take any of the berberine herbs. So, and if a person has high blood pressure, watch for the highs and lows. And again, this is a 2-week cleanse. It's not for long-term use, and you want to keep out of the reach of children. So I think that's a very responsible special precautions and warnings, but that still means that most of us can use this number 1078. Okay, Mike?
Yes, sir. Looks like good stuff. I'm gonna get some. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had a lot of years with that formulation. It started out as a cancer formula and it evolved into what it is.
Excuse me, Dr. Truman.
Yes, please go ahead.
I just need to share this. You've been so nice. You know, I know that you have moved to a different location, and charity is freely given away. You know, that donation. What if I wanted to mail you a donation? What would we mail it to?
You would mail it to, let me go look here at the mailing address.
Because you deserve it. You don't get no pay.
That's
Wait a minute.
no, I've never received pay for praying with and helping people. I have received some donations, really not very much. Generally, for the first 30, 40 years, not more than $600 a year. Kind of thing.
I just got convicted. I need the address.
Hold on, I can do that. Okay, here it is. Look, okay, come over here, and I gotta bring that address.
You can give it. You can give it to me at the end or whatever. I need to send a donation.
I'm ready. I'm ready. My address in Baytown, Texas.
Say that?
Baytown, Baytown, Texas.
Okay.
And it's 77521 9647. That's so, yeah. And it's sweet, STE for sweet, STE 110. So it's sweet 110 box. Yeah, sweet 110. Okay.
11110.
Box 101.
101. I'm getting old.
So okay, so, and then here's the, and that's on number 6935. Got that? 6935. Garth Road, and Garth Road is GARTH Road, RD. So it's Truman Berst, TRUMAN, last name Berst, BERST, Suite 101, box, excuse me, sorry about that, Suite 110, Suite 110, box is 101.
Box is 101.
Right. 6935 Garth Road, Baytown, Texas, 77521.
I see what's going on here.
Knox 9647. I'm going to say it one last time and we're done. Truman Berst, Suite 110, box 101, 6935 Garth Road, Baytown, Texas, 77521-9647. 9647.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Bless your heart
You
for,
deserve it.
well,
You deserve it.
well, thank you, thank you.
That's called
You know,
purity.
you know what? Everyone here in this room deserves it. And that's why I spend every penny I ever make to help people, to create medicine, to bring this broadcast out here. It's taken every penny I've ever made my whole life through. And the wonder of it is God saw me through.
I really should, I truly respectfully, Dr. Truman, know what you're saying about every one of us, because we get the charity, okay? But I'm talking about the donation to you as charity. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Dr. Truman. We're not going to go no further than that.
okay.
That's what lays on my heart.
All right. Okay. Well, bless you and thank you very much. Let's get back to a business over here, and that's Barbara. Always trying to do something good. Always, you know, she's just, oh my goodness, Barbara. I'm glad you're my friend, Barbara. God is good. God is.
He said, give it, he'll give it back.
God is fabulous. I love you. Okay, let's get back to work here. We got to talk about these parasites. I got to help these people, because you got to learn about these parasites. We only got started. So first I explained all about parasites. Now you got to have all the ways to get rid of them. So now we talked about that cleansing and detoxifying system. Then we talked about diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth. Okay, I can do this, and I got to get back to it. So there it is, diatomaceous earth, and it tells you how much to take. 1 to 2 teaspoons of diatomaceous earth. Number 4715 is its number, and you take 1 to 2 teaspoons in juice, water, or I wouldn't put it in a smoothie, but you can. I would put it in juice, water, or tea. Somebody could, if somebody really can't do it that way, then put it in a smoothie, or just take it off the spoon and chase it with some water or tea or juice. And you do that 2 times per day with that diatomaceous earth, and it cuts up all these different parasites that they die, and you're flushing them out of the system. That's why it's so important that you're cleansing and detoxifying, because you got all this dead parasites that you are getting out of the body. And now you want to use an herbal preparation called Paracan, parasite removal, number 1342. And you're going to take about 24 to 36 drops of Paracan, parasite removal, number 1342. You want to take about 24 to 36 drops 3 times per day, and you want to put it in juice or water. I would say juice, because then the parasites are going to go for the sweetness and get the juice, or get the parasites. They'll get the juice, but they're going to get the parasite removal formula. And let's take a look at, I'm going to click on the parasite removal formula, open it up in a new tab. Let's open up that formula. Let's take a look at what kind of herbs are in this. And again, I get nothing from the sale of any products. I'm not here selling products. The FDA said, oh, yes, you are. You're getting something. So I proved it in federal court. And the judge was not happy with the FDA that day. Not happy at all. Threw them out of court and told them to leave me alone. Now, so now we're looking at the Paracan parasite removal. There it is. There is parasite number 1342. I'm bringing it over here, and look what's in it. And let's do the same over here. We're gonna open it up over in Zoom and open up that parasite. Take a look at that parasite formula, number 1342, and go down into it. And it has black walnut hulls, wormwood leaf, clove bud, senna leaf, usnea leaf, male fern leaf, and structured water. 20% alcohol, and and it's a special organic alcohol that isn't the normal alcohol that people use. It's a very special alcohol made from grain that is organic. And then there's vegetable glycerin for those who don't want any alcohol. It can be made with that. So you can get that formulation either as a alcohol tincture extract or a vegetable glycerin extract. And, and it was formerly called Paracan, PRSTERNVL. But government said, you can't say that. People figure out what is good for it. And they say, you can't do that. So it became the name. There is no name on it. On the bottle, there is no name. It's just number 1342. That's right. You're not allowed to know what's that. It's not allowed to have a name, because a name might tell them what it's good for or suggest what it's good for, and that's against the law in America. What's wrong with that picture? Now, and again, this formulation for parasites, you don't use it if you're pregnant. You use in small doses. You never use large doses of the Paracan formula, and you don't use it for a long period of time. You're going to use it for 90 days and you're done. And because longer use can cause nausea, vomiting, insomnia, restlessness, vertigo, tremors, and seizures. So if you are super sensitive to that particular formulation and you get any kind of those symptoms of nausea, vomiting, insomnia, restlessness, or vertigo, tremors, or seizures, you quit taking it immediately. That's right. It's not to be used with someone who has inflammation of the alimentary canal. So if somebody's got stomach inflammation or stomach and or intestines, or if someone has hemorrhoids or pile, which sometimes people call it piles instead of hemorrhoids, but hemorrhoids are piles. For intestinal hemorrhage, if they have those things, don't use it. If there's intestinal hemorrhage, if they're hemorrhaging, no, don't use the parasite formula. Okay, and don't use the 1078 either if somebody's hemorrhaging. So it's just common sense here. But we want to make sure and address it in case someone isn't using common sense that day. And again, keep out of the reach of children. And then it has a disclaimer that this information presented herein by the company that makes that, Health and Herbs, is intended for educational purposes only. And these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent disease. And individual results may vary. And before using any supplements, it's always advisable to consult with your own healthcare provider. So that's the warning on that. But that's what that is. Now, and it's got black walnut hulls, wormwood leaf, clove bud, senna leaf, usnea leaf, and male fern leaf. And all of those parasites that kills parasites. Although those things kill parasites. Those herbs are parasitic. Now that we've done that, let's get back to, because we had to look at a parasite herbal formula and what was in it. So we did. We're really trying to do our due diligence. Now I'm back to the parasite cleanse. We've talked about the diatomaceous earth. We've talked about the parasite cleanse extract. And you want to take pumpkin seed oil. Parasites do not like pumpkin seed oil. It's the green part or on the pumpkin seed that kills parasites. And so, and you make an oil out of pumpkin seed oil, kills parasites. And there is the 1078 right there. It's listed here. It's listed in the report. So that's there. And then the amino acids, arginine, L-arginine and L-ornithine are together and they kill parasites. That's the amino acids that kill parasites. And that's number 2322. There's that special fiber, but we told you how to get it in a kit. So there's the 1078, there's the 4837 special fiber. It's there in the report. But again, if you knew about the number 4486, you save a little extra money because you can get the 1078 and 4837 in a kit called Cleanse Kit, or Cleanse and Detoxify. You can't say that. Cleanse Kit. Okay. Okay, now we are moving down here. And turmeric root. Parasites don't like turmeric root, and inflammation doesn't like turmeric root. So turmeric is one of the greatest anti-inflammatories on the planet. It will even reduce inflammation in the brain because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. Turmeric is fabulous. All those workers that built all the pyramids and so forth in Egypt, they ate a lot of turmeric root, which reduced their inflammation. They weren't sore after working all day long building the pyramids. They ate turmeric roots in their food a lot. And it's just, and turmeric root you can eat like a food. You can eat you can have half a bowl full of turmeric roots, and just all it's going to do is reduce inflammation. It's also good against breast cancer, so I'm told. So maybe another thing you could use turmeric root for. You want enzymes, lots of great enzymes to break down and digest everything. So that number 2080, 2589 is take 3 to 4 capsules of enzymes with your food. You want to make sure you're taking plenty of calcium and magnesium, calcium and magnesium number 2455. You take 3 to 4 tablets daily. You would, the way I take them is I take 2 in the morning, 2 at night. That's 4. But I take a lot of everything. And then the betaine HCl. Now that's a really cool thing. The betaine HCl is a digestive enzyme that breaks down your calcium and magnesium. Because without the HCl and the pepsin, that all turns to pepsinogen and breaks down food, and it's these enzymes called betaine HCl gets rid of GERD. You know, acidosis. Anybody who says I got GERD, I got acid stomach, find out about HCl, betaine HCl. You take 2 with a glass of water, and the GERD or gas acid reflux, also called acidosis, 2 of them with a glass of water, gone in 10 minutes. Gone in 10 minutes. You take 1 with each meal, it breaks down the meal, and it breaks down the calcium and the magnesium. People are taking their calcium and magnesium, but the calcium, the magnesium they're getting, and it's making them every muscle in their body, it's relaxing every muscle, and the calcium is headed for the bones, hair, teeth, fingernails. It's trying to get there. It doesn't get there. Calcium doesn't get there because it gets trapped in the tissues along the way, and it never gets there. So you take the betaine HCl, guess what? It digests it, opens up everything, and the calcium gets where it's going. Now you're absorbing your calcium. Now you're really getting the calcium you're trying to get. You're actually getting it when you know about betaine HCl, and you're digesting every meal better than you ever digested any meal ever before. And then if you got GERD, 2 of those betaines and a glass of water, goodbye acid reflux. And so here's a parasite cleanse kit. Let's see what's in the kit. Number 4474. Let's click on it. Let's see what's in the kit. Open the kit over here. Right there. I'm going to open this kit. Open link and a new tab. Open link and a new tab. Did I get it? There we go. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. There it is. So there's the parasite cleanse kit. Let's see if I get it over here. Parasites cleanse kit. I got it here. Now we're looking at the parasite cleanse kit, and and what it says is no red meat, no refined sugar, processed foods, eat organic raw vegetables and fruits, nuts, seeds. In other words, go on the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. And what's in there in this kit? And I need water. Okay. What's in this kit is the diatomaceous earth, the parasite, Paracan parasite removal, number 1342, the CAC colon and liver cleanser, and the super green foods, so you get lots of nutrition because your body is starved of nutrients if you've got parasites. And that super green foods is the most nourishing thing you can put in your body. That's one thing I will never be without is the super green foods, because it gives me power. And when I don't have it, I don't have the power. I don't want to work. I don't want to, I just sit around. But if I get the super green foods, I'm ready to go to work. I got so much energy to burn. So super green foods is
What number is that? What number is that for that super? I need power. Yeah, what number is that?
1407 for the super green liquid. Super green.
Okay, I'm just 1407. I'm getting ready to fly around everywhere. Okay.
You will too.
Lord, I'm gonna fly around everywhere. I'm gonna order that tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bless you, sister. All right. So now the super green foods, that's an energizer. That's a real superfood. Now, and then you want to make sure you're getting garlic. You know, just get a garlic bowl, but mince it up real good and put it all and put it on your food and in your food. And so you're getting lots of garlic. And if you don't want to do that, then you got to take the garlic soft gel capsules, take 1 to 5 garlic soft gel capsules, 1 to 5 of these capsules, you 5 times a day until you're just loaded with garlic. That's going to kill parasites. There's a tea, comes from South America, called pau de arco. I made a tea out of it, but people said, and it's a blood cleaner and a liver tonic, but it was bitter, very bitter. So I made it taste like raspberry, cinnamon, orange, ginger, and I made it sweet with an herb called stevia. Everybody loved it. They said, this is great. And cinnamon's in there too. So when you make it, it smells like cinnamon and it smells delicious and everybody wants a cup of tea. And instead of before, they said, we don't like it because it's too bitter. Well, now they love it. And it's a blood cleaner and it's a tonic and it fights parasites. And it comes from South America. So you drink 1, 2, 3 cups of this tea for that 90 days. And that cleans your blood and makes the parasites unhappy. You want good flora capsules because that's going to give you the good flora. Either that or the 1050 probiotics, because you got to have that good bacteria in your body because it's been polluted by all those parasite guys. They're polluting the heck out of it, and they don't have any a good flora. So you got to put that good those good probiotics in your stomach. Either number 2230 good flora caps, but it's all in this kit. So you don't have to order anything separate. That's it. It's all together. That's it. The kit's a 30-day supply. You'd have to order it 3 times, once a month for 3 months, and go through that kit. That's it. We looked at the kit. Let's go back to the parasite cleanse. We got to finish this. We're coming. So that's it. Now you learned about the parasite cleanse, and that's it. That's it for parasites. Because when you do that, you don't have many more. You do it for 90 days. That's it. Let's get back out of here. Let's go over into the room. Where's the room? There's the room. Okay. I'm in the room, checking the clock. We got enough time that if we had another thing that we were supposed to be talking about, and what would that be? Is there? Oh, I know what it would be. Let's talk about something called. I want this one. This one? No. Here we go. Angio-edema. We're going to talk about angioedema because someone wanted to know about angioedema. Let's go over here. And angioedema. And this is a recent October 5, 2021. I mean, days ago this was written. So and this is coming from, it is medically reviewed, and an MD wrote this, and this is how angioedema is treated. There are medical treatments that can suppress angioedema. Most of the time, if an allergen, a substance that triggers an allergy, here we go back to allergies again. So again, you go back to the allergy report on herbalhealthreview.com. If you've got an allergy to foods, any kind of a substance allergy, it can give you all kinds of problems, including it can trigger an allergic reaction called angioedema. And once you have established and diagnosed, if it's been established, a diagnosis of angioedema, your treatment depends on the cause. You might need to take a regular treatment with steroids if your symptoms are not the result of an avoidable allergy. See, a lot of allergies are avoidable if you just knew what it was you're allergic to, what foods, what substances. So, and if you have an established diagnosis, your treatment depends on the cause. So you might need to take a regular treatment with steroids if your symptoms are not the result of an avoidable allergy. But if you do have an allergy, you might need to carry injectable epinephrine with you, because emergencies may progress quickly before you can get medical attention. Sometimes the condition is hereditary. Sometimes the condition is triggered. The trigger is not identified. They don't know what's causing it. It could be allergic reaction. It can be allergic reaction to opioids, NSAIDs, or other drugs. A blood transfusion, lymphoma, or lupus could be going on. And so that's why we got to identify what's causing it. Because I know that Brittany over at Health and Herbs have worked with people with lupus that don't have lupus anymore. And that's big. So anybody with lupus, you want to know that Brittany over at Health and Herbs, and her phone number is 541-791-0666. 8400. But better than calling her because she gets a lot of calls and can't keep up with it. And so, but email her and me. I'll make sure you get help. I'll make sure you get through. Her email is healthherbs31@gmail.com. Her phone number is 541-791-8400, but it's much better, much faster, and much more likely you're going to get faster results of reaching her and me when you email healthherbs31@gmail.com or email me, Truman@herbalhealthreview.com. I'll make sure you get help. Now, home remedies and lifestyle. There are a number of different lifestyle adjustments that you can make if you have angioedema. So these home and lifestyle home remedies and lifestyle remedies are there's a number of them. They're very effective lifestyle adjustments that you can make if you experience angioedema. Some of the lifestyle modifications are helpful in preventing a reaction if you have a known allergen, and some can help you become more comfortable if you have had had a reaction. In control, well, so let's look at and identify the triggers. Identifying the triggers. If you have had recurrent episodes of angioedema, especially if they are mild, it may be challenging to identify the cause of your angioedema. Thinking about the different foods, drinks, and materials you may have been in contact with and can help you determine what may have caused your reaction. The common culprits that trigger a reaction, such as seafood, but it's especially bottom feeders, crabs, any bottom shellfish, that kind of stuff can be possible to have an angioedema response and to a substance. You do not know what causes certain reactions in people, but there are also many people who have spontaneous angioedema, meaning no external trigger is associated with the episode. Sometimes an allergy test can help identifying the substance that is causing your reaction. You want to avoid food triggers. Once you identify the trigger, you can take action to avoid exposure by reading the ingredients of prepared food, and even avoiding foods if you cannot figure out how they were prepared. And also the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system will get rid of a lot of allergies, You want to have medication awareness. Be sure to tell your healthcare provider if you experience angioedema in response to a medication. Angiotensin converting enzyme, ACE, inhibitors are often medications that commonly cause episodes of angioedema. These medications are used for treatment of heart problems, which is the #1 disease in America, such as, or also a high blood pressure and heart failure can be a trigger. Maintaining comfort during episodes of angioedema. Some people use ice packs. Ice packs for comfort during episodes of angioedema, especially if the swelling is very localized, if there is an associated pain or burning. If you have swelling throughout your body, you might consider a cold bath as a way to relieve the discomfort. Be sure not to spend more than a few minutes in cold water. We don't want you to get you cold, especially in when you have cold weather. You don't want to trigger something else. So not too much cold water, only a few minutes. There are over-the-counter therapies. If you have recurrent angioedema, excuse me, more water. If you have recurrent angioedema that does not advance to become severe, well, then you might respond. You might respond to to over-the-counter medications. If one of these medications has worked for you in the past, it is a good idea to have it handy in case your symptoms recur. Oral antihistamines. Antihistamines such as diphenhydramine, Benadryl, hydroxyzine, Visatril, cetirizine, and Zyrtec are often helpful in managing and preventing episodes of angioedema. They also work by blocking histamine, which can cause some episodes of angioedema. These medications are taken orally, and you should only use them if your healthcare provider has already evaluated your signs and symptoms and has told you that this is a good option. Use the medications according to the package instructions and get medical attention if you begin to feel worse, or if you have trouble breathing, or if you feel faint. And then we get to if you experience side effects such as sleepiness or drowsiness, ask your doctor if you should switch to another antihistamine that you can tolerate. In general, non-sedating antihistamines like cetirizine are preferred over sedating versions like diphenhydramine and hydroxyzine. So prescriptions, how are we doing on time? Oh, we're right, we're out of time. So we're going to talk more, or if you want more information on any of these reports, please ask me to send it to you. There's a lot of complementary medicine that is available. Oatmeal, milk baths, vitamins can treat angioedema. So there are lots of things that we can do. We can get into that more, and I can send you a full report if you would like me to. We have come to the top of the hour, and we need to get over to Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama, at the Word of Life Ministry, and see if we can get a closing prayer. Prophet Elijah, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And-
Prophet Elijah got a good prayer. He prayed.
All praises to the Most High. Prophet Elijah, could you please lead us in a closing prayer? We'll open up all the microphones. We'll all praise the Most High together with you, okay?
Yes, sir. And he said to him, get up and go on your way. Your faith, your trust and confidence that springs from your belief in the Most High God has restored you to health. We are in a season of new beginning, and I ask the Most High God to bless you with spiritual blessings, bring you into truth, and meet your need out of his riches in glory through Christ Jesus. I ask that the Father forgive us for our many sins, and we forgive ourselves for sinning against his temple, our body. Father, forgive us for spiritual blocks to our healing, unforgiveness, ignorance, or lack of knowledge, having no relationship with you according to the knowledge, personal and family sins, not having faith in you. They need to see a miracle, looking for signs and wonders, expecting you to heal on one's own terms, looking to man rather than the Most High God, not being honest and transparent, flagrant, and sin are habitual sin. Forgive us for robbing you in bringing offering to the healing of our health and finances, sin of our parents, looking to symptoms and not to the healer, the great physician, and proper care of our body, not discern the Most High bodies, touching your anointed leaders, immoderate eating, pure unbelief, failure to keep our life filled with I am that I am, not resisting the enemy, just giving up, looking for repeated healing instead of your divine health, rejecting healing in the atonement as part of the covenant for today, trying to bypass the penalty of the curse, murmuring and complaining this in the name of Jesus Christ, healer, master, savior, and restorer. Dr. Berst, the scripture says, through the faith, we understand the world was framed by the word of the Most High God. That means you, who were made in his image. Often we frame our lives based on past failures or disappointment, wondering why ever with a better future for ourselves and those we love. The insights for the book of Genesis represent life to bolster your faith. The story of Genesis is not just about beginning, it's about new beginning. It's about its reality and how he is able to refrain ours in fashioning and reforming the earth that was laid waste. He didn't become a commentator or complainer or chaos or darkness. Instead, in his omnipotence, he spoke light. So it should be with you. Speak light and life into your situation. Start exactly where you are right now. Ask the Most High God to bring enlightenment to your mind and give you wisdom so that you may make decisions that would bring your life into alignment with his will for you, which is nothing but abundance to the full unto the overflow. You cannot start where you are now. And you cannot start where you are not, but you can only start where you are. From that point on, fully embrace his creative ability to refrain, recreate, recharge, and restore the atmosphere the way he desired it to be so that you can be all that he has called you to be. He did not call you think those things that were as if they were not. He did not wish things would change and complacency waited. No, he engaged the power of the word, the spoken word, and called those things that were not as though they were, according to Romans 4:17. He demonstrated for us how faith fuels our future. Faith starts with positive and being able to decide what we are going to do. Where we are, faith is like a GPS system. It doesn't start where you want to end up. Instead, it starts where you are, and that's exactly where you need to start. You have to put action to your desires, dreams, and goals, because faith without works is dead. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have much faith, more than a grain of mustard seed kind of faith. So be it.
So be it. All praises to the Most High. Let's go over now to open up the microphones in the room here, and so that we can, here we go. opening up the microphone. I want to give out Prophet Elijah's telephone number one more time for those who are always asking me for his number. Prophet Elijah's telephone number is 334-868-3881. 334-868-3881. Let's go over here and open up these microphones. I'm on it. I'm clicking on it. We're unmuted. Everything. All praises to the Most High, brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
All
The
praises
water.
to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
Bless you.
Is the Most
I
High.
love you. Much love, much respect.
Bless you all, Prophet Elijah, Dr. Truman, and all the family.
Thank you.